the opportunity to interact with others on issues bordering on the development of Sekondi-Takoradi. You can't begin talking about Sekondi-Takoradi without going back to the origins of the twin city. In fact, the two cities or the two towns that make up the twin city have come a long way from the days when they were fishing settlements, fishing communities, to their current position as the twin city and the largest cities twin city in the western region of Ghana. I've had the opportunity to read papers on Sekondi-Takoradi, specifically the background, the history, and I wish to make here some corrections which I feel are necessary. In actual fact, the Sekondi-Takoradi, the twin city of Sekondi-Takoradi, originally were inhabited by the people of Annan. The origins are Annan, basically. And the name Takoradi, for instance, is an adulteration of Takoradi. Takoradi also emerged from Takra. Takra, according to oral narratives. When my grandfather was alive, I had the opportunity to discuss some of these issues with him, and he narrated the history of Takoradi specifically to me. And I've had the opportunity to share with some people. Today I'm lucky to share it with you. The two Takra was the name of a big tree that used to be at where we have, somewhere close to where we have present Ghana Cement Works. There was a big tree they called Takra. Under it, the natives who were originally hunters gathered to discuss community issues and also to pass time. So with time, the people the settlement there came to be referred to as the people of Takoradi, the people who normally gather or meet under that big tree, Takra. So it became Takoradi. When people from other places are coming to the place, they mentioned Takra. They actually linked the settlement to the big tree. So the settlement got its name from that, Takoradi. And with time, it became adulterated and turned into Takoradi, as we have today. The original Ahanta inhabitants were joined later by migrants from the coastal areas of Central Region, and Penny, Elmina, Salt Point. My father's father, for instance, my grandfather, from whom I got the name Annan, and the Kobina Prah, they were all from Komanti. They came to settle here. Now, when they arrived, the hunters were already there. They were at Takoradi and then Sekondi. So they were allocated a place where we have the present sports club and the Atlantic Hotel to the migrants, and they referred to them as Amanfofo, Amanfo. So they became Takoradi Amanfo. So they were Takoradi people were around Gassem area, where we have the old UTC Paragon, right down to the port area, and then the Amanfo people who were Fantis were located at the beach club area and the Atlantic Hotel area. So they settled side by side, the original hunters, and intermarried. The Dutch were the first to settle here in Takoradi before they were joined by the English. Yeah, the first Europeans to settle, to come to Takoradi. I mean, Sekondi-Takoradi. They were then joined later by the British. So the Dutch built a fort in Sekondi and another one in Takoradi, and the British also built one in Sekondi. But before the British came, there were a lot of skirmishes, battles between the British who moved in from the central region. They were located in Cape Coast. They moved in to the western region, which was predominantly a Dutch area. Wars had been fought in the past, leading to the beheading of Nana Bedibonso, the Ahantahini. And the Takoradi Hini was the right-hand man, the warlord, the Asafuhini of the Ahantahini at that time. So when the British moved in, they had to fight for space. And in one of these battles, they brought the olden warships, the Quinqueremes, as they were called. So they built off the coast here and then fired at the Dutch who were located on the shore. So the force of the cannons pushed the Dutch and the local residents, the natives, further inland until they got to a point where the bullets could not reach them. So the bullets from the cannons landed at Apramdo. So the people of Takoradi moved and settled beyond Apramdo, where the bullets could not reach them. So that is why we call that place the bullet point, where the Apram being the fancy name for bullets.
I didn't know that.
So they settled. It may interest you to know that the people of Takoradi are the same people who are at Hindu, Aseke, Impatedo, Adente. They belong to the same division of the Ahanta traditional arrangement. And there was a prison at New Takoradi, located at New Takoradi. There was no Takoradi by then. There was no New Takoradi by then. It was Takoradi and Sekondi. After the war, the people moved back, and the British were given space by the Dutch to also settle in the area. It may interest you to know that my grandmother's father was a Dutch. My father's grandfather, my father's mother's father was a Dutch. So if you come to my house now, you will see fair-colored people. If you see my sisters, you think they are Afghan. We derived from the Dutch. That descent was there. So after the war,